Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well. And today I'm here with another topic of economics. Firstly, let's recall the general overview of economics. Economics is the social science that is concerned with production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. And you all know that goods and services are all those things which we can utilize to fulfill our basic need. So it's the lecture 10 and it's basically the detailed topic. So I divided it into two parts. First part is here and the next part 2 will be in the next lecture. Okay, so our topic is the budget line. In economics, we will discuss about the budget line. So we prove in economics we prove the theories and topics with graphs. So in today's lecture we will see with graphical representation where budget line lies in the graph. Alright, so take a look at the concept of budget. Budget is the forecast of revenue and expenses over a specified future period. Budgets are utilized by corporations, governments, and households, and are an integral part of running a business or a household efficiently. Alright, so it's the main topic, which is the budget line. So let's see what is the budget line. A budget line is the straight line that slopes downward and consists of all possible combinations of two goods which a consumer can buy at a given market price by allocating all her income. And it's the entirely different concept from that of an indifference curve, though that they are both are essential for consumer equilibrium. So the two essential components of a budget line are compulsory. These 2 points are compulsory. Alright, so number 1 is the purchasing power of a consumer, her income, and number 2 the market price of both commodities. Alright, so for example, we'll take a commodity X and commodity Y. So we should have to know about the prices of these commodities. Alright, so it's the graph of budget line. Price line भी कहते हैं, budget line भी कहते हैं. Alright, so as can be seen above, a budget line shows all possible combinations of two goods that a consumer can buy within the funds available to him at the given price of goods. All combinations that are within his reach lie on the budget line. So a point outside the budget, this is the downward sloping line, with this is the budget line, good X, good Y, and point H represents a combination beyond the financial reach of the consumer. On the other hand, a point inside the line, which is point K, represent underspending by the consumer. Alright, so here's the equation of budget line. पहले हमने graphical representation देख लिया, अब हम उसकी equation देख लेते हैं. The concept of the budget line is precisely explained through the following equations: Px into Qx plus Py into Qy plus is equal to M, and where Px is the price of good X, Qx is the quantity of good X, Py is the price of goods Y, and Qy is the quantity of good Y, and M is the income of consumer. M उसकी पूरी income है, and P and Q are the price and quantities of these goods. Alright, so here's the concept which we can discuss in the budget line, which is the market rate of exchange. So the market rate of exchange refers to the ratio of units sacrificed of Y to acquire specific units of X at a given market price. It indicates the slope of a budget line. So a price ratio. The price ratio can be understood as the relationship between the prices of these two goods, say X and Y, where both the products are inversely related to each other. It is constant throughout a budget line. Price ratio Px divided by Py in the ratio form. Alright, price of good X and price of good Y. Alright, so here's the slope of budget line. The slope of budget line can be determined with the help of market rate of exchange. यहाँ पे भी ग्राफ में भी हमने देखा है कि डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग होती है बजट लाइन. Alright, so why does the budget line slope downward? This is the question. Alright, so as we know that the consumer has a fixed income, she has let go of some quantity of goods Y to get an additional unit of goods X. This inverse relation between both commodities leads to a declining slope. Okay, so alright, so budget line is a downward sloping line. So here are some assumptions of budget line. These all assumptions are compulsory for any budget line. Alright, number one is two commodities. It is believed that the consumer will spend all or his or her income on purchasing only two goods. Alright, we all should have to know about that goods X and goods Y. ठीक है. Income of the consumer is known. The consumer's income is limited and is known. Even the revenue is wholly allocated for buying only two commodities. Number three, market price is known. The market price of both goods are known to the consumer. Number four, expenditure is equal to the income. We assume that the consumer spend all his her income. ठीक है. And this is a concept which is we can use in this topic, shift in budget line. ठीक है. A budget line consists of consumer's income, the price of goods and the quantity in which they are purchased. Here the volume of products is a controllable agent which the other two may vary with time. Therefore it shifts from original position due to the following two primary reasons. Number one, shift due to change in price. Number two, shift due to change in income. These two are concepts which we can learn, which we can discuss in this budget line, how it shifts because of price and because of income. Alright, so here are the some detail of it. Number one, shift due to change in price. The price of commodity is a volatile in nature and they change from time to time. The market price of goods will either decrease or increase, and if the other factors like income and price of goods Y remain constant and the price of one commodity, say X, decreases, the buying capacity of consumer for goods X will automatically increase. If the other factors remain constant and the price of goods X increases, the buying capacity of the consumer for goods Y will automatically decrease. Alright, so shift next one is, ये हमने देख लिया प्राइस का. अब हम नेक्स्ट इनकम का देख लेते हैं. शिफ्ट ड्यू टू चेंज इन इनकम. Income is another viral agent that leads to a shift in the budget line. An increase in the consumer income means the expansion of his or her purchasing power and vice versa, thus leading to a shift in the budget line too. It shows also the difference between the budget line shifting. Alright, so here is the detail. Shift due to change in price. We already know about that. When there is a change in relative price, when price of one good increase, or when the price of one good increase by a larger percentage than the other, the budget line rotates and it shifts but not parallelly. Parallel difference नहीं आता, but it shows us some tiny mini difference in it. Alright, the unparalleled shift in the budget line due to change in relative prices occurs because an unequal change in the price causes change in the slope of budget line. For example, the ratio of prices and somehow about that. Alright, so it shows the rotation. When we say the shift due to change in price, then we all should have to know that we will discuss about the rotation of the line in the graph. Alright, so shift due to change in the price हमने कर लिया. Now this is the shift due to change in income. If there is a change in income of a consumer but there is no change in the relative prices of two goods, the budget line shifts parallel. For example, the location of new new budget line is parallel to the initial one. Or in other words, if there is a change in income but no change in relative prices, and the ratio of prices, slope of the new budget line is the same as the slope of initial budget line, but its location changes. When there is increase in income, a consumer can buy more of the both goods, and this shows an outward, that is rightward shift in the budget line. On the other hand, when there is a decrease in income, the consumer consumption possibly decreases and the budget line shifts inwards. ठीक है, outward और inward का difference आता है. So when we discuss about the shift due to change in income, so we all should have to know about that. We discuss about the shifting of budget line. In price, we say that the rotation of budget line, and in income we say the shift in the budget line. So here is the graphical representation of budget line, which shows the shifting and rotation. So let's see that where budget line shifts and where budget line rotates. So on the x-axis there are the supplies, and the y-axis food commodities. All right. So budget line, first one is the budget line X, number 2 is budget line Y, and number 3 line shows the budget line Z. These are the 3 budget lines. Alright, so the middle one is the budget line X. Alright, so if you can see that due to the change in income, the budget line shifts downward. For example, leftward to the budget line X to budget line Y. It shifts from X to Y, and the straight arrow shows the shifting of budget line. Alright, in income we say that the budget line shifts. Alright, so the other line, however, in response to change in the price of supplies, the budget line rotates from budget line X to Z. Now it's moved from a rightward position. Alright, and it's not in the parallel. You carefully observe the graph that it rotates. Alright, so in shifting it moves in a parallel position, and in rotation it's not, these lines are not parallel to each other, and the curvy arrow shows the rotation of budget line. Budget line rotates from X to budget line Z. The middle one is budget line X, left one is budget line Y, and the most outward line is budget line Z. Alright, so we know that but in income, change in income, due to change in income, budget line shifts, and change in price, budget line rotates. Alright, so this is the difference, and let's end our lecture here. And in today's lecture we learned about the budget line, it's the graphical representation, equation of budget line, and we learned the concept of market rate of exchange, MRE concept. Alright, and we see the slope of budget line, downward sloped, and assumptions of budget line, and shifting of budget line, and the rotation of budget line with the graphical representation. Alright, hope you all have a better understanding about the topic. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening the lecture. Take care of yourself, take care of everyone around you. Like the video, share it, and subscribe the channel if you want to know about the other topics and videos about economics. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.